My name is Shelby Klentz, and this is my digital story. One of my top 5 things we did this year in class is Nearpod. I really love this because it's really easy to use. I'm able to get real-time feedback from my students, and there are lots of different activities for the children to do. In addition to the poll you see here, they can also draw things, they have open-ended questions, there's multiple choice questions, and I love this because I don't have to wait to grade something in order for me to know if they're understanding concepts. I just get it back immediately. Next is Camtasia. I love it because it's easy to use, and I really got the hang of it after I did it the first time, and I'm not tech savvy, so I knew it was good. I think it's also great for pre-made lesson plans, so I can make a lesson plan and it can either be used in the classroom, I could send it to a sub, I could have another teacher play it for me. I also like it because it's so easy to use that students could use it to make simple projects. Next is Scratch. I loved this during class because I got to know the basics of coding, which I thought was really cool. It's also very easy to follow, and I think that's a common theme with all of these. It's also great for me to explain something or have a student do an activity. In addition to it, it's also easy enough for a student to use, so they're able to make their own projects or do something for the class, or it could be an option. Next is Google Sites. I really liked this during class because I felt like I was able to get ahead of other prospective teachers going into the field. Lots of people don't even know how to make a website or what to do for it, and I feel like I got the hang of it. A lot of my formatting was done for me because of Google, which made it very easy to use. And, I plan to use this every year whenever I get into teaching because it's a great way for me to communicate with my parents, for me to communicate with the students. It's a great way so that they get all of their information and I can easily add or take away things. Next is my app poster. This is actually what I submitted. This is just a wonderful app for anyone in 1st through 4th grade. It lets them build a story so they're able to use their imagination and get their creative juices flowing. And I just really like it because it can either be an activity they do after a lesson or you can do an entire lesson over it. Now getting into what I liked from the book. I really liked being able to use Excel for grades. I think it saves so much time. It easily does the math for you so you don't have any oh, oops, Miss Klintz messed up, I have to redo this. And I like that it can custom weight for however I want to set my classroom up. And also, if you look in the picture, I can see very easily who's doing amazing in my class and who's doing subpar. And I think that's awesome. I also will never lose this. I won't misplace my notebook which has all my grades and then I'm like, oh no. I also really like the idea of Class Dojo. I've actually seen this in classrooms before. I love that it's a point system because that makes sense, for everyone. I know how a point system works. Most of the time children do as well. It incentivizes them staying on task because they're getting points for it. And it helps them stay on task because I can also take points away. And they don't want to lose those points because I can make it, every 10 points you get, you can have a prize or you can have a sticky feet day or whatever. So I think it's really good for them to have something like this because it gives them a goal and it gives them something to work for. Next is Class Wiki. And I think that this is honestly like a discussion board for children. And I really like this because I can make my own class wiki and be like, okay, throughout the year, if you have any questions, just type them on the class wiki. If you have anything to tell me, whatever, type it on the class wiki. But I can also say, hey, here's a class wiki. You need to, with your group, make an informational page about penguins, for example. And they talk about penguins, and I can see who contributed, who didn't contribute, and it makes it fun for everybody. Next is Fun Brain Math Arcade. And when I was in school, I had something like this, and I used to always look forward to going online and just playing some fun math games. Little did I know, I was also learning at the same time. There's educational games on here. If I say, hey, finish your work and you can get on Fun Brain, lots of children will be like, oh, yay. Like, let's get my work done. So it's a great way for them to stay on task. Lastly, I liked the graph club. I had really a hard time with graphing when I was younger, and I feel like this would have been a cool way for me to learn how things work because you have your data, you can input it into things, and you see how the graphs are really formed. I think that I can teach graphing in a great way, and then students can go and explore and do their own little things with it. So I really enjoyed this class, Miss Schulens, and I will take a lot of it and throw it into my educational career later on in life when I get there. And everything we use is something that I know I can and will implement and will help my children. So thank you.